human brain is one of the great frontier in understanding human physiology, human responses to space, light, and sound. What we know about our brain and technology is it's changing at a breathtaking pace. Over the years, new scientific research and technology has dramatically expanded our understanding of human responses to light. Technology is evolving the human mind and trying to make our world more adaptive and resilient to change. Immersive experiences are fashionable at the moment, and if we take a look back, but immersion is a technique that is much older than technology. People are hungry for transcendence. So, as humans, we have evolved over millions of years in these incredible environments. And then, over the last 200 years, we have closed ourselves into these cities. So, what's happening is we are living in the 21st century and we have built our cities with all the technological advancements. Now, someday along our way, walking down the street, we might have heard about an immersive art experience, what they are, and why they matter. In my opinion, the answer might be people are hungry for transcendence, and our continual connection to our technological devices can sometimes make us feel trapped and leave us with a strong desire and urge of transforming our world and trying to find an escape into a different reality. So, today, the light artists are trying to facilitate people and fill the gap to strike a balance between human, science, art, and technology. So that brings me to the next slide. We all are very much familiar with these terms: artificial intelligence, metaverse, augmented reality, projection mapping, and virtual reality. So the humans have evolved with these technologies and the rise of this digital advancements. So, in a few more slides, we'll find out more how technology is evolving the human mind and trying to make our world more adaptive and resilient to change. Right. So, human brain is one of the great frontier in understanding human physiology, human responses to space, light, and sound. So, moreover, what we know about our brain and technology is it's changing at a breathtaking pace. And we couldn't agree more that carefully designing with light can create an artwork that become a doorway to a mesmerizing experience. So, as a result, today the neuroscientists, animators, light artists, engineers, designers, technicians, all of these professionals from different disciplines, they come together to create a play between audience, light, art, and technology. And in order to create a fully unique, immersive experience that can stimulate human senses. So today, what we think when we think about light and human brain, it's a lot more complex and challenging. And at the same time, there's a lot more opportunity and possibility to navigate the ways and means to share human experience. So I will share some of the inspirational, mind-boggling artworks that has inspired not hundreds but millions of people who have experienced the immersive artwork. So I always quite find it quite fascinating how our brain can mediate the human physiology, and lighting designers certainly understand the vision being the dominant sense is triggered by light. So over the years, new scientific research and technology has dramatically expanded our understanding of human responses to light. So it's an amazing time to be a lighting designer, and I would argue to you that lighting designers certainly have the most interesting job in the world because we can create experiences, sometimes escape reality to heal or feel connected. So, in an immersive and interactive installation, we basically consider there are mainly three elements and senses of immersion. So, what they are is three human senses: sight, sound, touch, and sometimes smell can also trigger our brains And when these three senses are amalgamated, they help us suspend reality and create an essence of immersion. So basically, an immersive experience is a byproduct of how and in what amounts these three senses are amalgamated to create a sense of journey, a sense of joy, sense of drama or discovery and relaxation. We are now ahead of times, and we all agree that immersive experiences are fashionable at the moment. And if we take a look back, but immersion is a technique that is much older than technology, and it is the key of storytelling in literature, film, video games, even in the spoken stories that was told by our ancestors. So we are taken in by the experience. We become so involved with the character, with the space, that we share an emotional connection. So, looking at immersion from an historical perspective, we see the rituals and social practices that gave rise to today's immersive experiences and the relevance of the past to the hyped products of today. So, in the Middle Ages, the use of stained glass in churches was designed to create an immersive sense of otherworldliness by bathing the church's interior with colored light, and it was designed to provide the churchgoers with a sense of direct contact with the divine through visual stories that are depicted on the large stained glass windows. So you can imagine this multi-sensory aspects of this experience. The design and the shape of this space would have been critical to its impact on the audience. With light flooding in from the east, with dust and smoke in the interior, the sound of a priest's sermon, and the choir reverberating around the vaulted ceiling, even by today's standards, it would be pretty immersive. So, another beautiful example of this immersive technique through stained glass material is Dom Bosco Cathedral in Brazil. So, we can see the use of 12 different shades of blue stained glass windows were designed by Claudio Naves, and it gives the visitor the impression of being under a starry sky. So the second classic technique that I'm going to share is smoke and mirrors that was introduced in the late 18th century. So it's an unusual but interesting movement named phantasmagoria that takes you away from the complexities of the world and into a unified artistic production. So it's basically the group of real or imagined images that changes quickly, one following the other, like you're in a dream, and it creates a magical optical illusion for the audience. So, back in time, smoke and mirrors, along with these magical lanterns, was a form of early image projectors with invisible screens and sound effects were used to create a theatrical performance. So, as they link the rise in the use of magic lantern projections, the creation of these immersive experiences, we get to the development of today's virtual reality devices. Well, many of us heard about the Van Gogh Museum. The wow moment we experience is not necessarily has to be connected to something bigger, but more meaningful in the experience, something new. And today, the artists work very much with what we call the end user. So artists like Oliver Eliasson work a lot with what is feelings and with behavioral studies and what type of experience it's going to be. So it's about understanding how people react and how can we facilitate using light. So and how to hold people in a space in a way where we include people and creating these installations for public, it's very important to consider that how can we be inclusive